Miss Carol,
Hi, my name is Carol.
and welcome to Spiritual Awakening 101, guiding you to rise above limits, embrace divine wisdom, and discover the deeper power within your soul. Well, this is our first episode, people, and I'm Daniel Lucas. I'm the host of many podcasts from 101, name it, and I have it all. From Book 101, Food 101, and this is a new podcast, Spiritual Awakening 101, with my legendary co host, Miss Carol. Can you please introduce more about yourself, Miss Carol?
Well, I had a spiritual awakening starting in 2017. And since then, I delved deeper into all the topics that are of interest to me. My awakening began with a fall where I landed face first onto a tile floor, and my life changed after that. And since then, I have done a lot of plant medicine journeys. I've written 2 books. I'm very divinely guided, and my hope is to help others through my experience.
Helping other is our advocacy to this podcast, people, because Miss Carol and I are wondering before where we gonna start to deal with
Yes.
this spiritual awakening. And today our topic is awakening the soul. So, Miss Carol, the term soul awakening is used widely from spiritual circles to mainstream wellness. How do you personally define it and will distinguish it from the moment of inspiration of self-improvement?
Well, for me, I never fully connected with religion. I attended church growing up. As an adult, I pulled out of church. And to be quite honest, all of the religion and churches, it never made full sense to me. And I kind of put it on the back burner for several years because I was very involved with my business growth. And when I had my fall in many, many ways, it has completely transformed my life. I am not the same person as I was 10 years ago. And I was caught up in so many 3D matters. I was chasing that American dream, but I wasn't happy. And I was caught in ego and pride. And through this experience, I have pretty much lost everything, started over through my breast cancer journey, and stepped away from my business. And now I have done a lot of ladies' retreats, digging deeper into what can I do. I want to be on a Christ consciousness path. And so I have started really delving into doing Reiki for people. That is one of the paths that I am on. I have come to know that we are here for many, many lessons. And if we do not successfully graduate those lessons, we're destined to repeat them. It's like getting off the hamster wheel. You have to get off and change the way you're doing things. And for me, that has been what's happened. I pray a lot. I am deeply connected to divine. A lot of people don't like the word divine, but through my experience, I am a better person. I'm no longer in 3D. I transition more to 4 and 5D, which is what we are here for, unconditional love. And I believe as more people awaken, they're going to be turning away from a lot of the things that I did. And so the spiritual journey I've been on has taken many turns, many times 2 steps forward and 1 step back for me. But all I know is at this point, everything I do is in service to God in Jesus. It's nothing else for me at this point.
Miss Carol, is an awakening is a singular dramatic event or is it more commonly a gradual unfolding? Can you describe the difference between a triggering event or awakening process itself?
Well, I believe that there are multiple events that go into it. For me, what started mine was my physical fall. However, as the further I get into this, it has been so many things. The books I've written I was divinely guided to write those. Divine would not let me sleep until I wrote these. And so I believe I have a twin flame. And so that experience has led me through this process as well. Um, that is to pretty much bring up all the triggers that of healing that needs to happen. For me, it was childhood wounding. And so there are so many things along this path that has actually allowed me to evolve into a better person, and it breaks you down to build you up. So I do believe that there can be a moment that stands out, but then there are subsequent things that walk alongside of you in these journeys. So I do believe that it's not just a one size fits all.
Miss Carol, many describe feeling sense of coming home or remembering who they truly are. What do you believe that the soul is remembering or reconnecting to?
I remember many things from my past. I know I have been here multiple lifetimes. At one time, I wasn't even sure if I believed in reincarnation, but through the experiences that I have been through and have seen through my third eye, which is right here, and once that opens, it allows you to have remembrance of past lifetimes. So, it is just, I'm always open to remembering more, but I believe I've been here many, many, many lifetimes. So it is something that I continue to try to remember more of.
What are the most common catalysts you observe for speaking this awakening? Is it more often profound suffering or boundless love or something else entirely?
It's been both for me. Used to, I didn't understand unconditional love, and through remembrance, I actually have struggled because I believed everyone loved like I do. And the further I get into this, it is I have only unconditional love for humanity, and that is what we are here for, to have remembrance. And it's become a complication for me because I do love differently than people, and I've been hurt many, many times, but you have to set boundaries when that happens. And I can't love any way differently. So that is part of my awakening process too. And others that are like me, that is what they're here for. We're to help teach others that are to awaken on their spiritual path and journey. And we refer to ourselves as being part of the spiritual collective. So it's not a one size fits all, and sometimes you do step away, and then you really dig deeper into it.
Dig deeper to it for sure. And Miss Carol, awakening is often romanticized. What is the most challenging, disorienting, or dark night of the soul aspect that people are rarely prepared for?
Well, for me, it has been losing so many people along my journey, some through death, but others because I am so different than I used to be. They're not able to accept me spiritually because they are religious. So I have actually this year I've lost some family because they couldn't accept. They told me I was different than them. So that has been one of the most difficult things for me to accept. But we are not to have attachment to things while we're here. And so it doesn't mean that I don't love them, but I've had to detach from the situation. And through this, I've had a lot of loneliness because I have lost a lot of people. And that is probably been one of the biggest trials and tribulations I have faced on this journey.
Miss Carol, how can someone differentiate between a genuine soul calling and compelling escapist fantasy when they feel urged to radically change their life?
It- for me, I am so connected in you meditate and do a lot of different things, and you choose this path. Sometimes you can't turn away from it, and so it's something that I have to do. I have to put God first and foremost. A lot of people think that you have to go through a man to get to God, and I don't think that. I believe that I am as connected as anyone. And I actually was involved with an ex priest, and he recognized that I had spiritual gifts, and he recognized how deeply I was connected to divine through this. So there's no other way for me but what I am doing at this time.
Miss Carol, tell us on the integration and daily life. After the initial awakening, the work of integration begins. What does it look like to integrate these expanded awareness into a mundane routines of work, relationship, and daily responsibilities?
Well, for me, I am blessed that I work from home. And so I connect through nature walks, and I do a lot of praying. It's not uncommon for me to pray anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour as I walk. And there have been times when I have connected so deeply that I receive channeled messages, and that's called clairaudience. And so, as I walk further and further into this, my spiritual gifts increase. I have clairaudience, clairsentience, clairgustinance. The only one I don't have is the gift of touch. And I believe this is things I am remembering through this spiritual awakening. And I believe I'm being tasked with sharing my experience in order to help others.
To help others. Indeed. And thank you for that advocacy, Miss Carol. Let's help other people, most especially for those don't know what they are doing right now when they have this awakening within. And Miss Carol, tell us what role do practices like meditation, time in nature, or creative expression play after an awakening?
Well, when you meditate and fully relax, and sometimes I still struggle with what we call monkey mind, trying to stay focused on that. But once you do connect in. When I say connect in, you see that it's bigger than just you, and all things are connected in all ways. A friend of mine who channels heavily, she channels messages heavily. She knew things that I didn't even tell anyone that I do when I'm in nature. I ground at trees, and at that point, she knew things that I was doing. I'm able to push energy out of my body, and I was basically pushing out unconditional love. And she knew I was doing that. And as crazy as it sounds, the trees are connected to so many things. Everything in nature is. And how she knew all of that, there's no way she could have known that. And that tree and I have a very special connection. It's the oldest one in that area, and it's huge. And when I touch it, if I'm struggling, and I've had my struggles, and but I feel like I'm not like I was. And so when people can ground, touch something, walk barefooted on the ground, you connect in to part of God's creation, and everything is connected.
Everything is connected, people, because we are interconnected, even the universe itself. And Miss Carol, does the awakened soul feel a sense of loneliness or separation from mainstream society? And if so, how does define community or soul family?
Well, I will tell you, for me, I do feel loneliness sometimes because I'm not in a normal office atmosphere. However, for me, everything I do, I've seen the power of God in through healing and everything else, and I have to do what I am doing. There's no other way. And I just I can tell you, if people that are questioning, am I in a spiritual awakening, they don't know where to turn or what to do. And for me, my everyday life, I use crystals, and that actually, there's so many that help in so many different ways. And so for me, if I am having struggles, there is one that I have used many times called rhodochrosite, and I wear that when I do have struggles of my own. But we all have our own struggles. All I know is what I am doing makes more sense than anything I have ever done in my life or been a part of. And but it is a lonely path sometimes. But who I have met along the way, I have met people that are part of my soul family, and we get together sometimes. We bounce spiritual ideas off of each other. We share supernatural experiences that have happened. And there's also called soul aspects. So they are ones that you share a higher self with. And I've actually been blessed enough to meet two of my soul aspects, and I've been blessed enough to be aware of four people that share the same higher self. There's so many technical terms such as monads, and I still, some things really am learning. And I've been on this path since late 2017. So the soul family, once you meet them, they are sometimes so much more than your biological family. They love and accept you in all of your brokenness, and you help each other. And so my two spiritual sisters, we have done plant medicine journeys together. We have worked on healing the planet. And so that is what I am trying to help do. And it is a daunting task, but one that I do believe that I've reincarnated multiple times. We've all heard the call, and people are awakening all at the same time to help humanity ascend. So that is when you meet those people that have that same love and desire to help humanity, they are part of your soul group. They are your soul family. And that is sometimes much deeper than blood.
Yes, thicker than blood, indeed. Miss Carol, in a world of constant noise and distraction, what is the simplest, most accessible way to create the inner quiet necessary to be even hear the soul's whisper?
Well, what I recommend when people are struggling is to do breath work. And the brain, it helps to reset when you're having those moments. So that is one thing. Meditation. I do searches on YouTube for 432 hertz, and that is a healing frequency. And so those are two things. When you can be in nature, all of those things help quiet the mind, the racing mind. And that is one of the things I am working on trying to do. But crystals, that is a big use. And I'll actually show you, this is one of the ones that I use. This is a clear quartz crystal, and I use that. It is an amplifier. So when I do healing work, I'm actually grasping that crystal. Another one that I use, this right here, and it's kind of, there we go. This one's called a triolite, and it is one. It's an intuitive stone. So sometimes when my mind is racing, I grab those stones and it helps calm the mind.
It helped to calm the mind. So if you don't have crystal, people, breath work. Breath work is the good one. And to wrap up our discussion for today, Miss Carol, looking back on your own understanding, what is the one thing you believe about the soul's journey at the beginning that you fundamentally differently now?
Well, I didn't believe in all of this to begin with. And I just was seeking. I would describe it as seeking. What can I do now that have not done? And what will that help me do? And I've read a lot of things. I've connected with a lot of people along the path. Sometimes you just meet them. I met a guy this week, and we just started talking, and it was a good connection. And I believe that you do meet people that are put in your path, that are to help guide you and direct you. And that right there, for me, when I started this, I was so broken. I was such a broken soul. And the childhood traumas, adult wounding, I had to heal so many things. And we have soul contracts too. So part of my healing has been according to my soul contract. So, so what I will tell you is my life looks way different now than it did just a few short years ago. And and that's the thing. You don't give up. You keep going. And if you do realize you are repeating lessons, look at yourself, ask yourself, what can I do different? And so through that, through the healing, it's like I feel like for me, this is my path and I have to be on it. I cannot go backwards. I have to go forwards. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm so much more at peace now than I was back 10 years ago. And the outside noise, the outside world, I can't be in big crowds like I used to just because I'm empathic and pick up on others' energy. And so just and pray when all else you're broken and you don't think you can take another step. Pray you will get guidance. There were times when I couldn't walk and I was carried. There have been times that I didn't think I was going to make it during Dark Night of the Soul. It's horrendous. I didn't think I was going to make it out, and I didn't know if I wanted to. And by the grace of God, I survived. And so now I just want to share my love unconditionally with people.
Miss Carol, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Thank you, thank you. People awakening the soul is not a sudden flash of lightning, but a gradual sunrise within. It begins a moment of quiet stillness when the noise of the world fades and you hear the whisper of your own essence, a whisper that sparks a deeper truth, more authentic yearning.
Daniel, it's been a pleasure as always. I really appreciate your time.
As likewise, Miss Carol, likewise, and people tune in next week. We have a great array of topics with Miss Carol. So, Miss Carol, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Daniel.
Marticon people, see you soon.